Hey, my name's Tristan. I've written this post that's asking for people to share their thoughts and feelings about millennialism in the face of Brexit. I thought I'd just answer a couple of the questions that I wrote here just to get the conversation started and to show that my face is here too. So, the first question was describe the moment you learned the UK voted leave and your first feelings. So I guess I woke up in the morning and kind of instinctively just grabbed my phone and checked it, and my innate reaction was a very deep sinking feeling in my stomach of disbelief. I couldn't believe that we'd actually gone through and voted for this because I've been a very adamant supporter of remaining, um, and I think it's been a slowly unfolding process as to like detangling that feeling, like why I was feeling so just punch in the stomach. And one of the things that has stood out a lot since that point is the fact that we now can't live or work in 27 other countries. So people who voted exit have actually taken away our right in a significant way. They've limited our choice in where we can live by a factor of 1/28th of what it was previously, and that really bothers me as somebody who like loves and appreciates the European continent and has, you know, traveled a lot and wanted to work there potentially. Now that option seems to be like very much up in the air. Um, does Leave vote symbolize something greater than politics and economics for me? If so, what? Yes, indeed it does. It symbolizes to me um, this emerging tendency in the world that I've noticed, and I'm sure other people have picked up on, of this lurch towards discriminatory intolerance and like this treating of people as others, this general rise in kind of a not seeing humanity as a combined force, but breaking us down into groups, throwing up like national borders as suddenly being like super important again, talking about building walls, dividing people, and this is all very complicated. It's all been triggered a lot, I think, by the migrant crisis and refugees kind of spilling into Europe, and the whole way that's been interpreted has been hugely divisive. David Cameron, for example, using the term like swarms of immigrants, like this kind of terminology is getting people really agged up and fearful. And so this fear is symbolic to me of the Brexit vote. Then the rise in fear and the lack of compassion. Um, so that's the answer to that question. Has this outcome changed your feelings about being a UK citizen and or a European? Is citizenship important to you? Um, yes, it has. I mean, I saw the UK. I'm half American and I've lived in America quite a lot. And as an American citizen, I've always looked upon the UK as being the safe place where people act logically and are relatively friendly, intelligent, tolerant. It's a very multicultural country in general, and that seems to not be the case now. So this safe zone that I've seen as being the kind of like place that I would go to after long stints in the US and feel relieved to be there, to be in a place that's different, seems to be eroded from underneath all of our feet without really realizing it was happening. I mean, we did realize, but only towards, I guess, the kind of culmination of this campaign when all this hatefulness and vitriol was being spewed. So, so yeah, my feelings have changed in the sense that I no longer feel quite as at home here. I feel somewhat alienated from my own culture, from my own homeland. I was born here, and alienated from my brothers and sisters in Europe. I mean, I see these people as basically sharing our borders. I mean, the whole concept of borders even becomes quite controversial when you think about it. But like, I don't see people from Europe as being other. I see them as being me plus an accent plus a different language. But they bring so much value, so much more value than they do anything else. I mean, cultural value as well as economic value, as well as like the skills that different people bring to these shores. And it's not just Europeans too. Um, I would say I want to understand the fear more, but I really don't think that the fear is well informed. I don't think people who are scared of immigration understand the kind of the actual numbers of people who are coming into this country and or what they're bringing to this country when they come. I mean, if you look at the voting patterns throughout the postal codes of the United Kingdom and the counties, the the counties that have the least um, exposure to migrant populations are the ones that vote against them. Any population that has migrant culture inside realizes that, hey, they bring all this value, they're great people, they're like my friends, and they make me a more whole person, a more tolerant person. So of course you're gonna like vote uh, for keeping these people here if you have the opportunity to do that. So these are I've answered three of the questions. I'm not going to go on because I wrote them, and I think it's kind of silly if I sit here and outline answers to things I've written. I've done three, but I'd really love to hear your thoughts on the situation, on being a millennial in a world that seems to be moving in this certain direction, on the your feelings, are particularly in the face of Brexit and what that represents to you, either as a UK citizen or somebody else, and anything else you'd like to share that this brings out of you. Just really let it flow, and I will make an effort to post everyone's videos above, and hopefully to edit something down out of all the videos if we get enough and if they're really interesting. So thank you very much, and yeah, look forward to seeing your videos.